Hollywood Recap presenting Cashback. This film is British romantic comedy drama film written and directed by Sean Ellis. In the start of film, Ben Willis is an aspiring student artist, going through a breakup with a girl Susie. The next day, Ben has breakfast with his friend talks about his past relationship. Ben's friend, who always gets rejection from girls, advises him to start a relationship with a model, so that Susie envies her ex-boyfriend and returns to him. A drawing lesson begins where Ben, instead of drawing a model, draws a beautiful girl sitting across from him. The teacher does not share Ben's idea and makes a remark. Then luckily proceeds to the drawing at night from insomnia. The young artist decides to call and apologize to his ex-girlfriend. Susie forgives him and also apologizes. But she believes that her relationship with Ben is over and they are unlikely to be able to restore it, since Susie has already found another guy. At night, Ben tries to forget his failed relationship by reviewing photos of him and Susie one last time, then puts them in a drawer. On another sleepless night, Ben finds himself in a store where he notices a vacancy for the night shift and at the same hour gets a job. At the interview, then notices his peculiarity: he can slow down time. But so far Ben has not learned to control it, and he thinks that he just thought. In the first days of work, Ben, instead of cleaning up the fallen piece, decides to just stand and look at them. The boss makes a remark to Ben to remove the piece. Starting to clean up, then notices the girl and feeling the desire to draw this lady looks at her. For which he receives a second remark from the boss and finally removes the fallen piece. At work, everyone has their own ways of spending time. Very and Matt at work ride around the supermarket hall on scooters and fool around customers. Sharon does not look at the clock because he knows that the more often you look at the clock, the slower the time goes. Parting with the girl in van caused insomnia. Now for Ben, time goes much slower than for others. Ben understood how to stop time and decides to use the moment to the fullest. In the stop time, Ben undresses the girl shoppers and draws them from nature. Remembering where he got his love for the female body, Ben says that as a child with his family lived a Swedish girl student, who did not hesitate to walk naked in front of him. After finishing painting the paintings, Ben returns the clothes of girl shoppers to their original state. Finally, the artist takes the boss to the place where Very throws sour milk at Math, and puts the boss right in front of the flying bottle. The next morning, Ben's friend Sean comes to visit Ben, and again brings up the topic of parting with Susie. Ben slows down time again, and remembers how he and Sean spent time together at his house playing games. And one time when Sean's mom went to the store, Sean showed Ben an adult magazine, but suddenly Sean's mom returned. Ben and Sean managed to hide the magazine. But there was another problem. Since then, Sean's mother was sure that Ben and Sean were not just friends. When the passage of time is restored, Sean advises Ben to fight a girl for one night. Sean calls such girls Natalie due to the fact that in adolescence the girl who lived next door showed Sean frank parts of her body. The next day at work, Barry and Matt make fun of Ben, and then notice a new employee who owns Kung Fu. Matt asked to demonstrate his skills. Sharon tells them that she is working in the second shift today. After which she asked to bite off a piece of Ben's sandwich that he just took out. Ben notices that Sharon has a drop of ketchup left on his lips. He removes it, and looking at Sharon's face realizes that he fell in love with her. Later, Ben finds out that Matt asked her out on a date. Ben talks about his love for school. Her name was Tanya Green. Once Tanya came to school with a cast. She broke her arm and thereby roused the interest of all the children from the class. After removing the cast, the girl's arm grew hair due to the lack of light. While everyone laughed at Tanya, Ben supported the girl and invited her to be his girlfriend. Tanya agreed. The next day, Ben asked Tanya out to see the school. She agreed and came. Ben says that his first kiss should have been that day, but he was confused and just went home, saying that they would meet tomorrow at the same place at 11. But the next day, he was disappointed. Tanya's parents took her to America for the holidays and then bought a house there, and Tanya never returned. Next, Ben leaves his belongings in the dressing room at work before his shift. Matt comes in and shares his impressions from a date with Sharon, after which Ben's boss informs employees that they should take part in a football match. This Sunday evening, the football match begins, but against the team from the supermarket there are good players, and the Jenkins team loses with a score of 26-0. The moment Ben's boss is hit with a ball right in the face, Ben slows down time to catch his breath and drink soda. When Ben drinks soda, he hears a creak and realizes that someone next to him. And this someone does not succumb to his ability to slow down time. Suddenly a stranger at a gray hood runs out of the hall, then returns to the field as if nothing had happened and finishes the last seconds of the match. After a powerful blow, Jenkins asked Matt to take him to the hospital, and intern Matt asks Ben to make sure that Sharon gets home. On the way home, Sharon and Ben stopped for coffee, where Ben learns that there is nothing between Sharon and Matt. Ben says that he is a painter, and Sharon says that she has always dreamed of meeting a painter. Ben walks Sharon home. The next day in the supermarket, Sharon approaches Ben, and says that there will be a party in honor of Jenkins' birthday. Also, Sharon asked to accompany her to the party. Ben agrees. Soon Jenkins asks all the guys to get together and informs them about the party. The boss gives Ben £200 to find a dancer for his birthday, and the very next day Ben asks for help from Sean to help him find such a girl. Sean agrees on the condition that he himself will be invited to the party. The guys go in search, and find what they are looking for in the first bar they come across. The next day, Ben finally falls in love with Sharon. He slows down time again and again to draw his beloved. That same day at the end of the shift in the dressing room, Sharon again asks Ben if you will go with her to the party. Ben again answers yes, and Sharon kisses Ben. When Ben comes home after a month without sleep, he finally falls asleep. Sharon lifted the curse in the morning, then wakes up from a phone call and receives good news. One of the galleries is seriously interested in Ben's paintings and invites him on Monday at 10 o'clock. In the morning to the presentation of his other paintings, but it turns out not to be a gallery, and bury him a joke about that. Everyone is getting ready for the party. Ben goes to pick up Sharon. Together they go to Jenkins. At the party, Ben meets his ex-girlfriend Susie. Later, in line to the toilet when there was no Sharon near Ben, and when there was no her boyfriend near Susie, Ben's ex-girlfriend says she thought about him a lot and kisses him. It is at this point that Sharon looks of their kiss and is about to leave, but Ben decides to slow down the time, and when he turned around, he saw that his girlfriend was leaving. Ben spent 2 days in one moment but never figured out anything to say to Sharon to keep her. Finally deciding, he resumes the time and Sharon leaves, running to the house of his beloved. Ben gets inside but receives nothing but screams. Ben again has insomnia. On Monday morning, Ben comes to the gallery unsuspecting, and there he is informed that they do not have an appointment. Ben realizes that this is a joke of Barry and Matt, and is going to leave. But gallery owner, Alex, tells him to show his drawings since he came. Ben shows the drawings and Alex asks if he has any more works. Ben replies that he has hundreds of such works. Alex is interested in Ben's works and makes an exhibition of his work in the city. Soon, looking through her mail, Sharon sees an invitation from Ben to his exhibition, and arrives there. Sharon surprised to realize that all the drawings in the exhibition are drawings in which she is depicted. Having met, they reconcile, and Ben decides to show her his ability. The couple goes for a walk in snowy weather, and the movie ends here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.